Okay, I am kind of videotaping right now my process for making my smoked turkey lentil soup. And these are the ingredients I use. First off, I like to use just any standard bag of lentils. I'll go with Publix brand, I guess. And I put in it yellow zucchini, and then I always use baby carrots as well. Then, to get the smoked taste, I use from Publix, it's called Uncle John's smoked turkey, and I know it sounds gross, but I'm using the necks because actually the necks, I'm having them already in the water. They're going to start to boil soon, but the necks give off the most flavor to the broth, and that's what's most important to me is the flavoring that is in the broth, because that makes the soup like super yummy. So there's tons of meat on the necks as well, but then what I can also do is I can also use up the smoked turkey legs that they sell at Publix. I mean, these are smoked already. You get them at the frozen smoke section, I guess. And once they cook up, you can start taking the meat off of them and removing the bones and whatnot. And the legs have the most meat, but it has less of the flavoring for the broth, which is, without the flavor, the smoke flavor in the broth, it's just not worth it. So I'll use the necks. And once these boil, these will literally cook up for, I'm going to have them cooking in my pot for like an hour. Once they've boiled and released all the substance and all the flavoring, I'll be cleaning the broth as I go along with it. Once that broth is clean, then I will go ahead and add in the lentils, and then I will let that cook for another maybe 30 minutes. I mean, this soup is so amazing, so hearty, so delicious, but it really does take a really long time to make. So I started at 9:35 in the morning, and by this afternoon, I'm going to say by 1 o'clock, my whole soup will be done, hopefully. But it does take its time, but it's definitely worth it. So I will put these lentils in, and then I'll let them cook for 30 minutes. I'll clean the broth again. You're constantly cleaning. You want a clean, beautiful broth, so you constantly clean. And as I'm letting all that cook, I'll be chopping up all my yellow zucchini, which I think has like a buttery taste to it. I don't necessarily like the green zucchini too much, but I'll use this one, and I'll chop them up really, really small pieces so they cook up pretty well. After I've chopped those up, I'll put those in a bowl. Then I'll start getting my baby carrots all chopped up into a bowl as well. Of course, I have to add my salt to the soup. And most importantly, I like to season it. It's not necessary. The broth alone is really tasty, but I always seem to sprinkle my Badia complete seasoning into it. It has a bit of cumin in it, so I like the cumin that's in it. Let me see. This actually has dehydrated vegetables. It has garlic, onions, salt. But honestly, I could really smell cumin, and that's probably from the dehydrated vegetables in it. But this is really good. I'll sprinkle that into there, and then I'll stir it. And it usually takes a full hour to make this. Make a couple, maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours or so to make this soup. But it's one of my boyfriend's favorite soup in the whole world. And he always looks forward to when the time comes when I'm going to make my smoked turkey lentil soup. So right now, they were frozen solid when I put them in this pot, so they're nowhere near to anywhere. Well, it looks like I'm seeing some bubbling action right now, so maybe they'll start to boil now. And once I get the process started more into it, I'll videotape that really quick so all of you can see how to make smoked turkey lentil soup.